And we welcome you to the USA Elite Select Select30 All-American Selection Show. Bernie Gunther alongside with the VP of USA Elite Select, Jamie Loprice. And it was a special weekend in Tuscaloosa, Jamie. The top softball players all trying to be an All-American.
It was a really special weekend. We saw a lot of talent. We saw a lot of competition out there. We had a lot of athletes. I think they did a great job of showing up. We had kids from all across the country in 6 different age groups. They came out to compete. They came out to showcase who they were individually. And all around, I think they got a great experience. We saw a really good glimpse into what this program can be in the future.
And you take a look at what was done in Tuscaloosa. It was really like nothing Fast Pitch had ever seen before, the way that the scouts were out there trying to find the top players in the game.
Absolutely. This is something we talked about from the beginning, that it's something new. It's something that our game hasn't really seen, where these kids are going out, and it's really just based on these 2 days. You know, take out everything, take out who they play for, take out what they've done in the games in the past. These were their 2 days to show up, to compete, to showcase, you know, who they were as an athlete. And what we're trying to do is really grow that whole scouting aspect of it, try to develop standards in our sport, try to get to where we're developing talent and showcasing talent from across the country. And I think we did a great job of really showing everyone and introducing that to the sport of what we can do.
We had over 450 athletes in Tuscaloosa trying to qualify, and it was about the analytics. It was about our scouts, and our scout team was led by Johnny Hernandez. He's a former Major League scout, now trying to scout the top softball players in the country.
Hi, my name is Johnny Hernandez, National Scouting Director for the All-American Scouting Network. We're here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama at the USA Elite Select inaugural Select30 All-American Camp. What we have is a grad classes from 2017 through the 2020s. What we're doing here is we're actually putting them through a set of athletic skills testing and softball drills in order for us to determine the final 30 that will be present on Sunday for our Select30 games. Split through the athletic skills testing, we have our girls going through a 40-yard dash, 5-10-5 shuttle run, vertical broad jump. What we're going to do is pretty much see how their skill sets match up to their softball play.
Well, of course, Johnny and his team, they brought a perspective to softball that I don't think anybody had ever seen before.
Exactly, and that's something that we talked about before, and introducing something new to the game that we don't really have that about the evaluation process, and going through a combine setting where you're being evaluated on all aspects of your game, and you're showing up as an individual, and you're taking away everything you've done in the past, and it's your time to shine in those 2 days to get evaluated.
And of course, Jade Smith got a chance to tell us all about the athletic evaluation process.
USA Elite Select presents the inaugural Select30 camp in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. This was a combine for athletes to impress the scouts with their speed, agility, and athleticism.
The benefits of being at the Select30 is just your name being out there, where you're committed, being out there representing your travel ball team and the school you're committed to. It's just a great feeling to know that you're out here with the best of the best.
Being here at this combine is really going to help benefit me, and seeing like the athletic skills I was going to take to be in college, and like the athletic abilities of the others, and to see how much work I need to put in and how much better I need to get to go on to the college level.
At the end of the 2 days, trying to impress the scouts, the top 30 were chosen for the chance to be named the USA Elite Select All-American.
And of course, more went into selecting our All-Americans than just the athletic evaluation. Lots of softball was played as well, Jamie.
There was a lot of softball. So Friday was really the evaluation day, where they went through the different athletic testing and performance testing. Then Saturday they got a chance for a live BP setting, where they actually got to hit against live pitchers, which shows a whole new aspect, both for the pitching side and offensively. And everything came down to, after those 2-day evaluations, they selected the top 30 athletes from every grad class. Then they played 2 games on Sunday, and we got to see that game setting where the athletes come out. They really got to show they got to come together as teammates, play together, go against some of their own teammates from their teams, and those kids got after it on those 2 games where they got to play a Navy versus a white in each age group.
Well, it's time to break it down. Let's introduce you to our first ever USA Elite Select All-Americans, and we start with the class of 2017. We start with our catchers, Mia Davidson and Shelby Garney. They're from the Lady Lightning Gold and the Firecrackers DFW.
Mia Davidson was one of those players who really stood out. She's a catcher from the Lady Lightning. She's already committed to Mississippi State, going to play for USAA Pride coach Sam Ricketts. And I've heard a lot about her even going in just from Coach Ricketts, just her power, her consistency, such a quick pop time, just her ability to consistently block balls. And then we saw her third base make the game-ending play over there up against the fence. She's an athlete to watch for sure.
We had 4 pitchers named first-team All-American in the class of 2017, and one of the top prospects headed to college, Ava Tillman from the Georgia Impact.
Ava Tillman, she's going to play her college ball at Ole Miss. Topped out almost 70 miles per hour. Here's a senior in high school bringing the gas just all day, matched up against hitters, has great command of her pitches, has an arsenal, throws the drop, rise, screw, had a very good changeup. Look to her to do big things in the SEC.
Other pitchers are Natalie Lugo from the OC Batbusters, Kara Bilodeau from the Georgia Impact, and Karen Napoli from the ATL Vipers. On the infield, Taylon Snow, we saw her do big things at the USAEliteSelect World Fast Pitch Championship from the OC Batbusters. Jocelyn Allo joining her teammate also from the Batbusters. Kristen Florence from the Atlanta Vipers, and Jenna Ergel, infielder from the Birmingham Thunderbolts. Our outfielders, Taryn Antoine from the Texas Glory, Kendall Sides from the Birmingham Thunderbolts, Makai Mayfield from the Birmingham Thunderbolts, Kinsey Goals from the Tampa Mustangs, and a utility player who has a lot of talent from the Carolina Elite, Alex Fulmer.
Alex Fulmer headed to South Carolina for college ball, and on her scouting report, you see all the intangibles listed that you want in a player. Hard-nosed, gamer, extremely athletic, plays the game the right way. She's listed as utility because she played multiple positions. Head scout Johnny Hernandez evaluated her, said she could play a multitude of positions. She's also a member of the 2015 USA Women's Baseball team that won a gold medal in Ontario, so you know she has versatility, you know she has a lot of athleticism.
Well, Jamie, so much talent we're going to see competing in major conferences just a year from now.
Absolutely. You've got players that are going, they're already committed to schools in the SEC, the Pac-12, the Big 12, and even some of the smaller schools. I mean, there's going to be a lot of talent. You're going to hear these names for a long time to come, and you're going to be watching them on TV real soon.
Well, and Jade Smith got a chance to talk to our future college softball stars.
I'm Kira Napoli. I'm a pitcher. I'm committed to the University of Georgia. This experience has been something I'm never going to forget. It's been such an honor to get to play with other girls my age and to see so much talent and hard work.
I've really experienced a lot of things like new girls from different states, California, Texas, and I just think that it's a good experience to meet new girls.
Hello, I'm Skylar Wallace, and I'm committed to the University of Alabama. And so far, this camp has gone pretty well. It's pretty exciting to see all the talent in the 2018 class, and I'm really excited to compete at them my freshman year at Alabama.
I'm Shirley Spalacios, and I'm committed to the University of Arizona. And I think this has been a great camp to showcase our skills and just get a different feel from what it is to do camps in California. And I think it's really nice to see the different talents that there are here towards this kind of area, and I've been having a really fun time, and it's very organized. I love it.
I'm Kara Bilodeau. I'm committed to Auburn University, and my experience here has been amazing. I mean, playing with the top players is absolutely great. Just to see how they work and how they do things is just absolutely amazing. I mean, it's been a lot of fun.
My name is Ava Tillman, and I'm committed to the University of Mississippi, and my experience here has been awesome. Everybody's just so good, and just knowing that everybody out here can do just anything that you can do at any time is just a great feeling.
Well, we're just getting started with the USAEliteSelect Select 30 All-American Selection Show. When we come back, we'll have class of 2018, 2019, and 2020. Be sure to stay with us.
I'm Lauren Chamberlain, first baseman for the USAA Pride. I really like to feel good when I swing. I don't like to overcomplicate things. So I find myself often just hitting into a bow net, visualizing what I want to do, and then taking that with me on the field. Even on an off day, I love to get some hacks in. When I have a quick 30 minutes, the bow net is super easy to set up. I grab my bat, a bucket of balls, and I swing until I feel good. Bow net, play anywhere, play now.
Dudley. Quality, consistency, durability.
How did I get there? I played against the best.
How did I get there? I challenged myself.
How did I get there? I raised my level of competition.
USA Elite Select. Your legacy starts here. Welcome back to the USA Elite Select Select30 selection show. Bernie Gunther, Jamie Loprice. It is time now to introduce you to the class of 2018 First Team All-Americans. We start with a pitching position from the OC Batbusters stiff, Vanessa Foreman. Carly Heath, pitcher from the Georgia Impact. From Team Alabama, Sarah Cespedes, and also a pitcher, Murphy Williams, from the Texas Bombers Gold. 3 catchers named First Team All-American, Taylor Green from the East Cobb Bullets, Georgia Land from the Tennessee Illusions, and Alexis Crawford from Sudden Impact 18U.
Georgia Land from the Tennessee Illusions. She's committed to Tennessee Martin. Really impressed the scouts as I look at her scouting report. They talked about her arm strength behind the plate, but also her ability to frame pitches and to keep balls in front of her, an important aspect that you want from a catcher. And they talked a lot about how she managed her pitching staff. As you hear, that great pitching staff, a lot of them committed to big schools. Land showed the ability quickly, after learning them a couple days, to manage them, had a very good pop time, and also a very strong, consistent hitter.
Our utility player for the class of 2018, it's Tara McGowan from the OC Batbusters. On the infield, Skylar Wallace from the Georgia Impact, Cheyenne Lindsay from Frost Falcons, Taylor Katz from the Georgia Power, and Danae Griffin from the Texas.
Well, how about Skylar Wallace and Cheyenne Lindsay? Skylar Wallace committed to Alabama, Cheyenne Lindsay committed to University of Florida. 2 top players in their age group. Skylar Wallace led all runners with the top 20 time with 2.61. That's fast. That's flying down there. That's top college level already. Overall, a great athlete, great foot speed, hits the ball. She's going to be a player to watch for a long time, not just in college, but look for her in the future. Cheyenne Lindsay, a 2.6620, not far behind her. A very strong athlete, a consistent athlete. They talked a lot about her footwork, both as a slapper and then in her corner infield positions.
In the outfield, Rebecca Gonzalez, she's from the Colorado Cyclones, 99. Tamai Owens, the Georgia Elite 16U, and Tate Whitley from the Texas Bombers Gold. Moving up to the class of 2019, we start at the catching position and 3 players named First Team All-American. Haley Bowers from the DFW Firecrackers, Kyle Opresti from the Tampa Mustangs, Charlize Palacios from the OC Batbusters Campbell. 4 pitchers named First Team All-American. Megan Schumacher from Team Long Island, Grace Green from Team Mizuno Impulse, Erica Cortez, pitcher from the Texas Bombers 14U Gold, and Courtney Day from the Diamond Sports Hotshot.
Erica Cortez, the Texas Bombers organization, not listed as committed right now. I'd imagine that would change pretty quickly. Scouts were very impressed with her. They talked about her ability to not only go east and west, but also north and south, something that's really going to help her at that next level. She also has the ability, hits low 60s, but a very strong performance by her. They talked about how she showed up to compete, and that's exactly what you wanted to see out of the athletes this week.
And the infield was Michaela Fox from the LA Bombers Gold, Diana Murtha from the DFW Firecrackers 14U, Lauren Rendy from the Empire State Huskies, and Deasia Saki from the OC Batbusters Campbell. And in the outfield, Jordan Campbell, an outfielder that is a Texas A&M commit, Jalen Alchin from the OC Batbusters, Isabella Dayton from the Southern Cal Choppers, and Samantha Bean from the Texas Elite 16U.
Jordan Campbell appears to be another one of those athletes that stood out and impressed with her strength and her accuracy. A 63 overhand velocity was the second best outfield velocity, right behind Jalen Alchin, who had the best. An exciting player to watch, lots of athleticism, lots of strength. Jalen Alchin from the Batbusters, she's an outfielder committed to Washington, really stuck out to the scouts, they said, and Alchin is a very solid all-around player. Her ability to cover ground in the outfield was on display all weekend, and that's what you want out of your outfielders. Had one of the top 20-40 times. Her overhand velocity was the fastest, and she was followed right behind by Jordan Campbell, another outfielder who's headed to Texas A&M. They talked about Campbell's strength and her accuracy and just her overall athleticism. Again, moves to the ball well, quick arm speed. Both of these outfielders were fun to watch all weekend, and scouts couldn't stop talking about them.
Well, we had a lot of players that impressed our scouts in the class of 2020. Let's start with the catchers. Chooch Carroll from the Atlanta Vipers at catcher. Michaela Savalos from the OC Batbusters, and Abby Orrick from the Impact Gold DFW.
Well, we got to talk about Chooch Carroll, a 2020 commit, already committed to Auburn. Chooch might have had the biggest personality out there all week. Great in her interviews, but hit one of the farthest home runs in the Select 30 games on Sunday. She's a great catcher. You can see her leadership behind the plate. I mean, she's got the personality, but she's not afraid to take charge, and that's exactly what you want in that position. So here's a young athlete just going into 9th grade, and she's already impressing those college coaches, already showing the ability to play at the next level. You know, can hit, has power, really an all-around great player. Keep that name. It's a fun name to remember, Chooch Carroll.
We will indeed, and 4 pitchers named first-team All-American. We start with the Georgia Selects Mackenzie Chappelle. Haley Hudson, she started as an alternate for the Select 30, then she was able to make a roster as a Select 30, and then she was named first-team All-American from the Diamond Sports Hot Shots 14U. And Brooklyn Lucero from the Florida team Mizuno. Amber Litton from the Georgia Impact. Those are our 4 pitchers. All right, our infielders, Riley Blampy from the Georgia Impact Newland. It's Danica Coffey from the Diamond Sports Hot Shot South Fort. Zeta Pooney from the OC Batbusters, and Trinity Cannon from the DFW Firecrackers.
Well, Bernie, there was a reason that the college coaches were camped out at the 2020 field, and it's a lot of the overall talent, but you also had 2 of the best players in the entire camp that were there. They're uncommitted. You've got Riley Blampy out of Georgia Impact and Zeta Pooney from the OC Batbusters, and watching them, I got a chance to watch these myself. They're already playing like they're at the college level. I mean, the way that Zeta Pooney comes in at third base and her presence over there for a 14-year-old athlete, it's unheard of. Riley Blampy, just overall great player. If you want to, the scouts say you want to solidify a shortstop position, you pick Riley Blampy. These players, they do it all. They're good athletes. They're both strong, great accuracy, great hands. They hit the ball well. I mean, there's not much else to say about what Riley Blampy and Zeta Pooney, and Zeta Pooney might have hit one of the farthest home runs, both her and Chooch Carroll, on the entire weekend.
Let's check out our final 4 first-team All-Americans in the outfield. Emily Cazares from the OC Batbusters, Mackenzie Clark from the Tampa Mustangs, Kaya Garrett from the Georgia Impact, and Avery Goals from the Tampa Mustangs. And, well, that's one of the great things is not only do we have great talent on the field, but talent in the stands as well. Some of the top colleges in the country represented in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, we kind of had a who's who of top 25 programs that were out there watching some of their future athletes, recruiting talent. That 2020 field had a lot of talent. There was a lot of coaches there all weekend kind of camped out behind that field, as that's really the next class and the recruiting class is there's a lot of talent, but they're the ones that are uncommitted, and they're kind of all following those players.
Well, 2 more young classes still to come on our USA Elite Select All-American Selection Show. When we come back, we'll have the class of 2021 and the class of 2022. Stay with us.
You prepared as a team. You've done it together. But when you come to the plate, it's all you. At SluggerCustomBats.com, you create exactly what you want. Your specs, your style, your bat. So bring your game to the plate and max out all you've put in.
What's my legacy? My legacy is hard work. Power will be my legacy. My legacy will be the respect that I've earned.
Confidence on the field is my legacy.
My performance and heart for the game are what I'm known for.
Well, welcome back to the USA Elite Select Select 30 All-American Selection Show. 2 classes to be revealed, the youngest age groups, but these 2 age groups, they didn't disappoint.
They did not. There is a lot of talent for 7th and 8th graders. Again, their game knowledge is remarkable. These kids are, well, I'm not very tall, but these kids are huge. I mean, there's some big athletes out there. They're athletic, they were fun, and once again, they got after it and they competed.
Well, let's introduce you now to the first team All-Americans for the class of 2021. And we start with the catchers, 3 of them, in fact, Aubrey Barnhart from the Tennessee Mojo, KK Esparza from the Impact Gold, and Emily Smith from the NLS 12U Elite. In the infield, we had 4 infielders named first team All-American: Kennedy Barron from the Birmingham Thunderbolts, Brooke Blankenship from the Tampa Mustangs, Jasmine Sofawara from the OC Batbusters, and Brianna Short from the Firecrackers 03.
Jasmine Sofawara, an infielder from the OC Batbusters, is one of those players the scouts pointed out. Talked about how well built, how athletic she is already. Called her a fast twitch athlete with quick hands. Showed the ability to hit at that level, and she was going up some pretty good pitchers. So to have a performance like that speaks volumes of just her ability at the plate.
And our 4 outfielders, Keila Falterman from the Texas Sudden Impact, Abby Smith, 14U Texas Blaze, Samantha Grader from the Texas Sudden Impact, and Taylor McKinney from the Birmingham Thunderbolts. And finally, our final 4 pitchers, Kenzie Chacon from the Oklahoma Bedlam, Lacey Ham, she was a USA Elite Select World Fast Pitch Champion from the OC Batbusters, Lori Scott from the SC Firecrackers, and Izzy Harrison from the Indiana Prospects.
2 of those pitchers who did stand out, according to the scouts. One was Kenzie Chacon, left-handed pitcher from Oklahoma Bedlam. Just talked about her presence on the mound. Kept hitters off balance all weekend, showed exceptional command of her pitches, topped out around 60 miles per hour, but threw several different pitches, but overall kept those hitters off balance, exactly what you want as a pitcher. And then Lacey Ham, as you mentioned, she already won the USA Elite Select World Fast Pitch Championship. She was the winning pitcher. She continued to impress our scouts, threw in the high 50s, great command. They also talked about just being a competitor on the mound, wanting to go at hitters, and she was facing some great hitters, so you want to see that in a pitcher who wants the ball and wants to go right at them.
Our final class, the class of 2022, the youngest, but they were very talented. We start with the 3 catchers, Lauren Kamenzen from the Nebraska Quakes, Samantha Rowe from the Birmingham Thunderbolts 04, Cameron Bass from the Texas Glory 2K4.
Over at the 2022s, you had a couple NPF players, one of them being Olympian Andrea Duran, and Samantha Rowe's name kept coming up from the Birmingham Thunderbolts. She's a 2022 catcher who they say already plays at such a high elite level. Great arm strength, hits for power, just a great athlete. They talked in the scouting report, she comes up to take hacks. She's not afraid. She's swinging big, and she had a great performance all weekend.
And how about the Kamenzen sisters? Hannah Kamenzen, the twin sister of Lauren Kamenzen, both named first team All-American.
Yeah, and how about a battery, a pitcher-catcher battery with sisters? That makes it nice to go home, right? You've always got someone to throw to. Obviously, they probably go at it and work together, and it's paying off as they're named first team All-Americans.
Olivia Gigante from the Power Surge 03, also Keelan Cochran from the SC Firecrackers, and Audrey Johnson from the Birmingham Thunderbolts.
Olivia Gigante is one of those pitchers, had done well all summer. She had been talked about a lot coming in, and she obviously impressed these scouts when she was here. She's got great presence on the mound, throws the ball hard. The fact that she was able to create weak contact throughout the day, hitters throughout the weekend could not figure out Olivia Gigante, and that's why you see her on the All-American team.
On the infield, Josina Mora from Wagner's Gold Rodriguez, Honda Lewis from the Tampa Mustangs, Grayson Hunter from Carolina Elite, and Elena Griffin from the East Cobb Bullets. And finally, our final 4 first-team All-Americans in the outfield. It's Madeline Lopez, Maya Townsend from the Birmingham Thunderbolts, Carcy Lenz from the Huntsville Sharks, and Iselle Villarreal from the Texas Sudden Impact.
Well, how about Maya Townsend? Her mom is Marla Townsend, head coach of UAB. She's going to be playing a lot of softball, I'm sure, and being well coached throughout her career. But then Madeline Lopez, the scouting report on her talks about her athleticism and how that allows her to play multiple positions on the field and plays them all at a very high level. That's what impressed the most. She'll start being noticed very soon on the recruiting show.
Well, there they are. 6 classes, our inaugural first-team All-Americans for USA Elite Select. And I'd say for the inaugural class, tons of talent represented in Tuscaloosa.
Tons of talent. And to make it to that final 15 really says a lot because there was talent throughout on every single age group. And it's just fun to watch where our game has evolved. And there's a lot of young talent out there. I think our game has gotten better. I think our athletes have gotten better. They're better developed. They understand the game more. And I'm just excited. You know, I wish I was an athlete again. It's where I could have gotten out there on the field and competed. And I'm excited for what we can introduce to the sport of fast pitch. And it started this year with this inaugural class of 2016.
Of course, the good news is if you didn't have a chance to make it to Tuscaloosa, we're just starting to get things lined up for next year's Select 30. Go to USAEliteSelect/Select30 and think about the upcoming slates. This program is only going to grow.
It's only going to grow. I mean, this was our first event. It came together pretty quickly, and we had 450 athletes out there. And, you know, I want to get the word out. We need to open it up to more athletes, and the talent is going to continue to grow. The athletes are going to continue to develop through our system. You're going to watch 22s who started with us this year all the way to their graduation, and you can watch their numbers grow and how they develop. And then we're going to see, you know, it's centered around the NPF championship. Soon we're going to watch this class. I already asked our 2017s if they would come back and help us coach next year. You know, they could be the college coaches helping. These players are going to be future NPF players, and the program's only going to grow. We're going to continue to evolve, and once again, it's really good for the sport of fast pitch and for the development of these athletes.
Well, it was a super special weekend in Tuscaloosa, Alabama for the Select 30 as a part of the NPF Championship Series. Congratulations to you if you just participated, one of those 450 athletes, and of course, congratulations to our first ever USA Elite Select first team All-Americans. We'll see you down the road. For Jamie Loprice, I'm Bernie Gunther. Once again, congratulations to all our winners.
I don't want to put my arms against him. On the same team and then face each other. I know Jackie Turner